formula, seed number 3, Razor.
The reigning world champions, team captain Ian Lewis, swims with sharks for fun. The 9-ton hydraulic piercer on Razor can do as much damage as a great white. And let's have a look at the capabilities in Series 4 so far against Velociriptor. You can see the power of the cutting, crushing claw. Robo Chicken certainly found that out. Those holes, 450 of them drilled in the robot to keep its weight down. Speed up to 11 miles an hour. Heavy at 80 kilos. If it comes to a balancing act, difficult to haul over. Razor, the heavyweight favourite, surely.
I'm Ian Lewis.
I'm Simon Scott.
And I'm Vinnie Flood, and this is our machine, Razor.
And we're ready for all-out war, and we're going to wreck the opposition.
Absolutely trash them. Definitely.
Grease them. Yeah, big time. Big time squeeze out.
We're mean.
From Hemel Hempstead and number 6 seed, Behemoth.
A mighty machine, joint heaviest here at 80 kilos, a titanium shell bucket scoop, 2 motors and an electric wheelchair gearbox. Will the Moth fly too near the flames though? In Series 3, we saw the power of the scoop against Shark Attack and then General Carnage. And in the heat final, things looked good as they rolled Pitbull over. But then they got stuck on an arena spike and were unlucky losers.
Hi, this is Team Behemoth, myself, Anthony Pritchard, Kane Aston, and Michael Pritchard, and this is our robot, Behemoth. We've got the power to lift them, push them, and we can self-right. Basically, we're going to flip them and kick them.
From Southampton, Attila the Drum.
A mace and pickaxe mean there's nothing humdrum about Attila. A Kevlar shell protects the 24-volt motors. The drum rolls both sides up, even when it's flipped over. Now, we've already seen great aggression from Attila the Drum in Series 4 in the very first heat, using the mace there to create damage on King B3 and Medusa 2000. Spinning wildly, though, the problem was a lack of control and style. And ultimately, the judges ruled them out.
Hi, we're the BattleBot team. I'm Team Captain Bernie, this is Aisha, and this is Helen. And this is our robot, Attila the Drum. We're really looking forward to this Annihilator round. We've got more chance of hitting other robots, and we're going to do it, hopefully, with this pickaxe. And also, the fur and the tassels and everything is going to put the fear of Attila into all the other robots as well.
From Bedford, Onslaught.
A pneumatically powered scooper, spikes at the rear, a Remake. This seems to have it all, a steel chassis, power from a forklift truck motor. Get ready for the onslaught. In Series 3, as tenacious and nippy as a Jack Russell Terrier. Constantly on the attack, worrying, gnawing, but then against the impressive beast of Bodmin and former champions themselves, Onslaught lacked A, the power, and then a self-righting mechanism when flipped. They're back with a Remake this time, and could do well in the Annihilator. A very good sport is Onslaught.
Hello, we're Team Onslaught. This is my son David, brother-in-law Mark. This is our robot, Onslaught. He has a lift in front, self-righting mechanism, a great big 1 kilowatt electric motor, and very soon we should be going out into the arena with 5 other robots, and hopefully we'll be able to beat the whole lot of them.
From the Isle of Wight, Vercingetorix.
Kevlar and Lexan axe and lifter, materials and weapons double up to make this ancient name machine most modern indeed. These are veterans of Robot Wars. They've been with us for years with the old Latin inscriptions and never really lived up to their potential. Unless they can get the weaponry working this time around, it'll be defeat, as it was against Terrapin in the first round last year. The old Latin inscription, lump 'em, shunt 'em, dump 'em.
Hi there, I'm Ian. This is Alistair and Tom. We are Team Vercingetorix. We're in the Annihilator, and we are going to do some annihilation.
From Grays in Essex and seeded number 10, Spawn and Scutter.
It has that pneumatic, flipping, piercing, 120-mile-an-hour spike, can run upside down on its 4 wheels from a sack barrow, and 2 starter motors from a saloon car give the initial power. In Series 3, they went all the way to the semi-finals as Scudder's Revenge, only to be beaten by 101. But earlier, they'd shown great tenacity in defeating Thermidor, up to 15 miles an hour around the arena floor, using 78.8 kilos of power and shove. That took them through to their heat final. Oh, behave, said the Scudder's message. But Pussycat didn't. They used an illegal blade. It shattered, and Scudder's Revenge won.
We're Team Spawn. This is Luke, Graham and I'm Darren. And this is our robot Spawn. It's basically run by 2 V6 starter motors, which makes us probably the most powerful robot in the competition. We have a CO2 powered spike that comes out about 120 mile an hour with half a ton of force behind it. And we're going to knock them out, basically.
Roboteers, stand by.
Vercingetorix with the lifter there at the front, and Razor with the crusher, and Onslaught with the bucket scoop. And there on the left-hand side, the Vercingetorix team, Ian Gear with the beard, Razor in the middle, and young David Wood of Onslaught on the right. And Attila the Drum with the pickaxe look, Spawn of Scudder with the spike, and Behemoth with the pneumatic scoop. Bernie Ryder of Attila the Drum on the left there, the Spawn of Scudder boys in the middle, and the Pritchard brothers of Behemoth.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, look at the speed of Razor, straight out of the traps there to the top right of your picture. Razor with a great crushing claw on Vercingetorix. That's Behemoth trying to get the scoop in. That's Razor immediately on the attack and piercing Vercingetorix's shell. The boys from the Isle of Wight with a Kevlar and Lexan machine in trouble straight away from Razor. Look, piercing and crumbling Behemoth nearly flipped up by Onslaught. But look at this, Razor's great crushing, piercing weapon, crumpling down on Vercingetorix right from the start. Spawn of Scudder dodging away from Attila the Drum. Attila the Drum coming back, using the pickaxe, don't forget. There, we just saw it. Onslaught in the middle. Vercingetorix trying to get back. And Razor. There we can see at the controls briefly the Razor boys. They're doing most of the attacking so far. Onslaught, though, bashing against Razor. Razor taking on poor old Vercingetorix again. Well, they picked on them right from the start. And Behemoth coming in and lifting Razor up into the air. Onslaught trying to do the same with Vercingetorix, probably not having enough power. Spawn and Scudder, will we see the great piercing spike come out? They want them in the pit. Who's going in the pit? Attila the Drum in the top? No fear. Behemoth almost flipped up. Spawn and Scudder in the action again. Toppling Onslaught against the scoop of Behemoth. Look at this now. It was Onslaught on the attack, first of all, on Behemoth, but very nearly toppled in the end. There. Over goes Onslaught. Last time they didn't have a self-riding mechanism. They said they did this time, and they do. Away from Razor in spectacular fashion. Look at that. The Onslaught self-riding mechanism does work this time around. Attila the Drum is doing nothing but trundling around. Razor is on the attack again. Vercingetorix has been in the thick of everything right from the start. And Onslaught, plucky little terrier. We told you about that early on. Now, Razor and Behemoth having a go at Attila the Drum, which does spin and turn around wildly. That's the Attila the Drum team. That was Aisha Nat, the 14-year-old, waving to us. Thumbs up from her. Meanwhile, Onslaught again flipped up and turning as Vercingetorix been immobilised. One robot has to go. One robot will be eliminated at this stage, and I think at the moment it looks like Vercingetorix, Spawn of Scudder on the attack, Behemoth on the attack. Well, they were really under the cosh right from the word go. This is Behemoth, and look at little Onslaught. Behemoth had a go at Spawn of Scudder. Anything you can do, I can do better. That was magnificent. Little Onslaught on the attack on Behemoth, and again, they will not give up, the Onslaught boys from Bedford. Vercingetorix, though, a little bit of smoke. I think they're out of it. This is Razor on the attack of Attila the Drum. Oh, and look at this. Will they break the pickaxe off, or is it strong enough to withstand the pressure? I think Vercingetorix are out.
Roboteers, stand by.
Ah, formidable 5. Oh, Attila the Drum have changed weapons, look. Onslaught, so plucky, and Razor, so formidable. Attila the Drum with Bernie Ryder, the team captain, on the left-hand side there. Aisha next to him. All the Onslaught boys arriving in the middle, a little bit late, and Razor on the right. There's Spawn of Scudder. And Behemoth, a heavyweight. Spawn of Scudder Boys on the left-hand side. Darren Ball, Graham Warner, Luke Chapman, we all work together.
2, 1.
Customary bright start from Razor then, from the right-hand side of your pitch. In comes Onslaught! Oh, as plucky as ever to take on Razor. Behemoth trying to flip Onslaught, don't know why. It's got a very effective remake. Razor tried to, crumple and puncture the front scoop of Behemoth. Now attacking Spawn of Scudder with a sharp teeth front. Trying to puncture Spawn of Scudder as it diverts in Getterix, and look at Onslaught, the wheels may be spinning. The hearts, though, of Razor fluttering under the attack of Onslaught, tremendous. And Behemoth and Razor now against Spawn of Scudder, but that was the push from Onslaught, which shows tremendous power. Razor takes Spawn of Scudder in a grisly grip, and Attila the Drum keeps on trundling on. In comes the ref bot to have a look at Spawn of Scudder. Are they immobilised? Razor almost turned over, though. Now we know that Razor can flip itself using that winged claw mechanism. Do you see that? It's over on its side. We know they can right itself. Little help from Onslaught. Topsy-turvy. I think Razor should be okay, but Behemoth is in there and putting pressure on them. And Onslaught, and time is ticking down. Razor will have to prove they are not totally immobilised. Spawn of Scudder, Behemoth, they're all combining against Razor, the favourites, and Razor up and ready to take on Onslaught. Onslaught on its side, that means it's vulnerable if it's on its side. If it's flipped over, it can Remake, but not if it's on its side. They're okay, they're away. Razor trying to exact some sort of revenge on Behemoth, and there goes Attila the Drum. If in trouble, run away, live to fight another day. In they come, little smack of the mace down on Behemoth. Onslaught snapping away there once again. Onslaught and Razor both topple. Who can ride themselves the quickest? Onslaught are up. Razor not far behind them there. Look at this. Onslaught, 1, 2, 3, up and over she blows. And Razor just behind. Those are the two impressive robots for me so far in this Annihilator. The most impressive. Again, Razor using that wing mechanism. Attila the Drum, a little bit of force, a little bit of power to try and keep them over. And a slam down of the mace. I don't think that's going to cause too much damage, to be brutally honest. Spawn of Scudder on the attack. But Razor here, you know, they're going to have to flick themselves up and over. And Spawn of Scudder, well, they can rue that ultimately, helping Razor to right themselves. That is not good controlled aggression from Spawn of Scudder. And should it go to the judges, they will be marked down on that. I don't quite know how the judges would mark Attila the Drum, to be honest. They just seem to be a mad twirling thing to me. Razor puncturing Behemoth right behind the scoop. Look, it's got in on the scoop mechanism, Razor, to try and disable the scoop of Behemoth. Trying to cut the weapon effectively. It's a pneumatic scoop. Oh, in on the side now of Behemoth. Taking punishment. The great 80-kilo machine from Hemel Hempstead. Attila the Drum buffets. Behemoth tries to ride the pressure from Razor. Has a chance to get away, but it's not the quickest at 6 miles an hour. Razor here, like a dog with a bone, after Behemoth. It will not let it alone. It's trying to worry it to robot oblivion. Spawn of Scudder trying to stay out of trouble, and Oblivion wisely also, because this is the duel that matters now. It's how long Behemoth can survive. And Michael and Anthony Pritchard, the brothers, with Kane Aston in support as well, trying to steer Behemoth out of trouble. I don't think they can. I don't think it's moving at all. I think Behemoth have been immobilised. I think the end is nigh for them. Razor worrying it tenaciously. Spawn of Scudder there, top of your picture, and of course, yes, Attila the Drum. And it's Behemoth for me who will go out here. Onslaught, a little bit of a busy run, but stay out of trouble, Onslaught. That's the message for them now. With Alan Wood, the Harpo Marx lookalike, and his son David and Mark Holland in the team. And this is Spawn of Scudder under pressure from Razor. Had enough of Behemoth. They think Behemoth have finished. Well, it is moving, but only just. Now, Spawn of Scudder. Look at them. They think they're out. Spawn of Scudder, the Essex boys, think they've been immobilised. And look at this attack on Attila the Drum now from Onslaught. It's all happening in front of us in the Northern Annihilator. Something came off there. Behemoth are out of it. Spawn of Scudder, have they survived? Goodness.
The Behemoth boys, why are you not frantically hammering and drilling and all that sort of thing?
We've done all our hammering. We've got it all straight now from where Razor bent it. But unfortunately, we found out the gear was slipped inside the gearbox.
And that's your spare?
That's the spare, yeah.
but you haven't got time to put it
No,
in.
it takes just about half an hour to swap them over.
Oh, it's so unfair.
I know.
Are you gutted?
Yeah, next time.
Next time, exactly.
More powerful, faster than ever before, ready to win.
Our terrible trio, Onslaught, magnificent. Razor, crushing. The Onslaught boys, Mark Holland, David Wood and his dad, Alan, and the Razor team in there, Ian Lewis, Simon Scott. Not forgetting team member Vincent Blood as well. There's Attila the Drum from Southampton, Bernie Ryder at the controls, Helen and Aisha with him.
3, 2, 1.
Well, I would imagine Attila the Drum very much up against it here, unless Razor or Onslaught decide to take the other favourite out, because I make them co-favourites at the moment for this. Attila the Drum. Attila. What are they doing? Slam bam on the arena floor. They could win this by doing very little in the entire Annihilator. Onslaught through the flames. 12 miles an hour top speed. Too quick for Razor, it would seem. Oh, but look at that awesome, great, crushing weapon. And Attila the Drum, now that is the first time we've seen a real punishing attack from Attila the Drum. The potential of an attack anyway. A maddening spin and the heavy flail on the end. Very, very nearly caught. And that is a worthy tactic. I want to see that again from Attila the Drum. Look at that, spinning wildly. And if that connects and catches, then Razor and Onslaught could be in real trouble. They, meanwhile, duel their dance of death together. Onslaught away, Attila spinning. Onslaught away from Razor. In comes Attila the Drum, bang down. It needs to get closer. The ref bot has a look. Razor trying to catch up with Onslaught and get side on so it can crush down with the beak. Of course, Onslaught has other ideas. No point in trying to flip Attila the Drum. It can roll both sides up. Undrum, not this one. And the tempo of the drum is beating ever quicker, it would seem. Can it catch Razor, or will Razor go in and pierce the very drum itself? Fully floating electronics inside the body of Kevlar on Attila the Drum. Razor with the electric power and the 9-ton hydraulic piercer. And Onslaught with the pneumatically powered scooper, the static spikes at the rear. Razor spinning in the middle of the arena floor. This is very close, you know. It has not been the most punishing of Annihilator rounds. It's a little bit more cagey, but that is another strong blow from Attila the Drum. And now they are finally proving worthy opponents here. Look at that, crashing against Razor. And yes, they have been aggressive here, and Razor was stunned. Razor was clearly stunned. Ian Lewis and Simon Scott need to get Razor moving again, otherwise we could have an upset, because although it has danced on the arena floor, it has taken punishment. Look at that, bang! Bang from Attila the Drum. Onslaught has been busy, Attila the Drum has been potentially destructive, and Razor here suddenly is up against it and needs to work hard. Waiting its moment to close on Attila the Drum, but they can't get in there, fearful of that mighty mace-type weapon at the end. It's an interchangeable weapon. They can bring back the pickaxe. Razor trying to close in there on Onslaught. A bash and a crash. Now, has the hydraulic crusher of Razor become immobilized? We haven't really seen it here at this stage. It draws back. It tries to tatter and tear, but Killalot's got Attila. Attila driven in onto the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, and that meant it was game for Sir Killalot. What a shame. Oh, what a shame for Bernie Ryder and the team, because I thought they were doing so well. Can they now redeem themselves? They've gone back onto the fringe of the CPZ. That's lunacy. Oh, no. Sir Killalot's got the weapon. The wheels spin, but there's no one at home, Bernie Ryder, I'm afraid. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. The wheels are tattered and torn. And I thought we were in for a major, major upset. Onslaught and Razor, will they now survive if it goes to the judges? Because the most punishment sustained by anyone at this stage sustained there. And it was the House Robots that caused it. Now can Razor suddenly close on Onslaught? Goodness me, they just got away. Matilda in the thick of the action there as well. Onslaught very nearly into peril. And they are in peril now. Razor! Now Now you can see the crushing beak, and it'll go to the judges again. Will they survive?
Left that Alan in the middle.
2, 1. Activate.
We're getting Mark Holland, brother-in-law of Alan, very much a part of the Onslaught team. You didn't fancy this, did they? Let's be honest. They want to stay out of punishing range of Razor, dodging around Matilda. How about that? Tilda, you were far too slow there. They got in behind Matilda and totally left her for dead. Onslaught trying to stay away from Razor. That's more important, of course. Matilda wants revenge. You can't make me look like a daft old what? I'm not too sure. One hates to think about descriptions for Matilda, really. Stuff of nightmares. Oh, look at that. They've driven straight onto the Razor beak. And Razor, no. That's Vinnie Blood there with the thumbs up. They know now they've got Onslaught. They can do with Onslaught exactly what they want. And that is to let them go, because they know they can come in and crash. There was an attack of the beak weapon. They've got Onslaught by the tyre, by the wheel, a crush. And Onslaught, well, the tyre slightly, only slightly shredded, and it looks to me as if they've got full power and momentum. Or have they? Razor again worrying and nagging, and they pace themselves magnificently in this Southern Annihilator to come strong at the end. Onslaught, well, we better have a go. Charging headlong at Razor. Do you know, I'm not too sure whether they've got full crushing ability or whether they have done throughout. The tyre now fully shredded, so the damage was done. Look at that, the tyre, which had been shredded in the earlier attack, seemed to be okay, but no, it wasn't. And that will be a major problem now for Onslaught's traction on the arena floor. Razor bumps and bashes. Again, almost tentative, though, with the claw. Almost as if they don't want yet to pierce the steel chassis and the covering armour of Onslaught. Onslaught away, beyond Matilda, beyond the flame, spurting out from the arena floor. They're the remnants of its tyres. Oh, what are they doing? What are they doing? Straight back into the CPZ. In comes Razor. Onslaught on its side. And I mentioned beforehand, if it was flipped over, it could stream itself right, but not on its side. I don't think so. Against the arena wall, and Matilda pressurised and punctured by Razor. Oh dear! Look at that! Matilda taking one on the shell. The rear of Matilda has never been quite seen like this before, and I have to say, thank goodness Matilda is on fire. Razor is destroying Matilda. There's the flame from Matilda. The tusks were raised. I think it was just a last sort of nervous spasm of Matilda. They're in major... Tildy, what's happened to you? Call on all your friends, the house robots. Kill a lot, do the gallant thing, take on Razor. Onslaught's long been forgotten. Matilda, kill a lot. You're a knight of the realm, sir. Get in, sir, and protect your Tildy. No, sir, no such fear. We'll let Tildy bear the brunt of the attack of Razor. Is there anything left of Matilda, I wonder? Onslaught, there's Sergeant Bash to have a jet. There's nothing left of Onslaught, I'm sure. And just when Matilda thought she was away, back come Razor. Down goes the pit. Go on, chuck Tildy down there. Get Matilda in the pit. Oh, Matilda, what's happened to you, dear? I think it's time you took a long rest, Matilda. Go on. Take a long convalescence, Matilda. Killalot, was Killalot nudging Matilda towards the pit there, everyone? I'm not too sure. The house robots seem to be teaming up with Razor against poor old Matilda. What's going on? Vinnie Blood and the Razor team have won this Southern Annihilator. Poor old Matilda, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What on earth has happened to the darling of robot wars? Matilda, yes, I know, it's sad, isn't it? But she is our darling. Oh, Matilda, we will not waltz with you for a while, it would seem. On the flame pit again. Well, Onslaught eventually. Dead metal doing the right thing by Matilda. Onslaught in the pit. Razor have won the Southern Annihilator. And And now Sir Kill-a-Lot can come in for revenge. You're a little bit too late, Knight of the Realm. But what's to happen to poor old Matilda from now on in the red pot? Taking one last lingering look, will this be the last we ever see of Matilda, I wonder? Razor, strong enough to be our Southern survivors.